Hello. For those who are new here, I'm Juliana and you are watching part of my work as a software developer at the Open Information Security Foundation, which is the non-profit foundation who maintains the Suricata open source network monitoring and security tool / engine. And I've been doing these sessions to help me focus. That's the name of the stream. And I just had a few sessions this morning already. And as I was moving on to a less code-related task, I thought maybe I won't be streaming, but I realized I was feeling lonely and that was affecting my ability to focus. So here am I again, wondering if I have already become addicted to this. Soon to find out. And for this afternoon, what we have is I've been trying to think of how to properly wrap up what I've been doing. I've mainly for the past 2 weeks and a half, I would say, I've worked on a documentation of sorts task, which just got merged yesterday or today, and another one related to, I will say, optimizing Suricata, making it more configurable, and that exposed some not so great behaviors. We tried to optimize those behaviors, and our patch led to bugs, which in turn I had to, of course, fix before the patch went into production. And this is what I've been doing in the past weeks. I'm trying to figure out what happened to my music is back. This is what I've been doing in the past weeks, and today I just submitted a new pull request. Do I have it here? I don't have the original one. No, this is wrong. I'm mad at that. So this morning I submitted a new pull request with the patch, and the checks passed this time, including the CI fuzz ones. So this part of the work I've been doing is completed for now, and I was thinking, what are the natural next steps? So I know I, of course, have to wait on feedback for this pull request. Is it good enough? Do we need more? This might lead to the need of more pull requests on about the Suricata Verify tests that I did, which are connected to this work, but I cannot do anything there yet. Then, of course, we have to update the documentation with regards to the fact that some signatures are dropped, to make our users aware of that. And then we also have to update the stats. But those two should only happen, I believe, once this one is approved, because I cannot move on to document what is the behavior of Suricata without knowing if said behavior will be approved or not. So those are on hold for now. And one documentation that I could update now and would make sense for me to update now are the readmes or the documentation that we have related to fuzzing suricata, because this is basically this is a lot of what I've been doing in the past couple of weeks. I've been struggling to have our fuzzers run locally so I could debug the failures that I had on my previous PR. And all of that is somewhat fresh in my head. So it's probably the best moment, right? Before things get cold and I forget, why not move on to that task? So that's where I plan to go now. And yeah, and I'm streaming it because otherwise I'll feel lonely and I get distracted looking for whoever could be talking to me. And no, I'll be the one talking to a camera and a ghost audience. That's it. Lonely, I am so lonely. And while I do this, I listen to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, but I cannot share it. So yeah, that's it. The 2 pages that I plan on updating are this one and this one. Where is my new screen? I need another one. 2 isn't enough. What could I do? I can, let's say I could put this. And I'll do the same here. Do I need both at the same time? Not exactly, no, but because I'm also figuring out what should go where, I'll have them like that. Well, yeah. Long ago, many years ago, a friend of mine had a script that would, a colleague from my university had a script which would open several different applications and organize the screen like this. I'll try to find that one or write one myself because this is what I need and can't just be a Terminator now because we are handling different apps. All right, so those are the files. And when I'm working on text like this, I usually go with Vim. It's easy enough to handle it. So I'm comfortable doing it with Vim. All right, what should I do now? Here we already have some changes. I should, let's, no. Why did I do that? The idea wasn't bad, but it was poorly executed. Let's bring you here. And let's bring you here. Yes. All right. So I decided that I wanted those numbered so I could tell folks which steps don't have to be repeated. So we have this here. My song is trying to deafen me. Okay. So this is numbered now, just so I can say what to repeat and what not to. And considering that this is just a README and this one will go to our dev guide, which gets more attention, I want to spend more time on this one. And I'm saying that, but I'm telling myself that so I won't forget. How to run fuzzing with OSS Fuzz, install Docker. Cool, works. Run git clone depth. Change directory into cloned repository. Run. Yes. Run. Here we have some things that we can add. How to run fuzzing with OSS Fuzz. This. To build Suricata Docker image. No, this is wrong. Okay. To generate the fuzz targets, run command, choosing between address or undefined. As sanitizer option. Run the first target column where fuzz sig init can be replaced by any of the available fuzz targets. Check what fuzz targets are available with. Yes. Steps 1 and 2 only have to be performed once. Okay. What else? Step this is where we do the image root. positive north. Would have to be repeated if the Sudocata repository has been updated and you want to build an image with those changes. So this was for generate coverage with OSS fuzz. Run. Get a corpus. Let's check this issue and see what it tells me. Copy link. Hi OSS Fuzz. Is there already a way that I can get the generated corpus back after running Python info helper run fuzzer? That could be useful for local tests. For instance, after building with a new sanitizer, I will take advantage of my first run and know the new inputs it already found. I think that it is not the same as in 340. I think there is download corpora command. Did you try it? Thank you, Doris, but this command is for a project already integrated into OSS Fuzz. For them, no problem. I am asking for a local command for the projects that are work in progress right now. For me, it is MySQL. Oh, sorry, I misread your question. I think there is no way as of now. One workaround I can think of, you can do InfraHelper shell project, run fuzzer yourself inside the Docker, and then copy the corpus either from the host via Docker copy blah, blah, or get it in if you create the corpus directory inside out. Okay. I'm going places to understand things. Excuse me. At least I can sneeze in front of the camera now. It only took me, what, 2 weeks? Testing locally. what we have here. You can build your Docker image and fuzz targets locally so you can test them before you push them to the OSS fuzz repository. Run the same helper script you used to create your directory structure, this time using it to build your Docker image and fuzz targets. Right, okay, done. Build binaries at clearing. Find failures to fix by running the check build command. If you want to test changes against a particular fuzz target, run the following command. I did something different. Apparently it worked. I'll save this. We might use it here. When libfuzzer is used as a fuzzing engine, it conveniently puts everything it finds into its working directory, which happens to be out. Out is the directory. When any other engine is used, the output is sent to temp, which disappears as soon as the container stops. That makes it unnecessarily hard to extract reproducers found by AFL for further analysis without joining the mount namespace of a running container, and almost impossible with hongfuzz that exits immediately after a crash. Runfuzzer is not intended to be used for actual fuzzing, and is used as a sanity check to ensure things work and don't crash immediately. Even if we add this, there are likely many other improvements that need to be made. May I ask what your use case is? My use case is to run fuzzers with helper runfuzzer, project name, fuzzer name, which is sort of like reproduce. Regarding sanity checks, that is true that the script is also used to check builds, and in this case it's totally fine to send everything to that node. That's basically why I introduced the interactive mode. To clarify that, I use check build to make sure that fuzzers are more or less in good shape, and then I run them with runfuzzer to be sure that they can survive 10-minute fuzzing with each combination of engines and sanitizers. I do it mostly so that cluster fuzz won't open a lot of bugs the next day. Fuzzers are merged. Also, I have fuzzers that aren't part of any upstream project and are unlikely to ever be. In this case, runfuzzer is kind of local cluster fuzz on steroids. Okay, thanks for clarifying. This seems like a reasonable change. Just one small comment. Okay, this was merged. Okay, this was merged. This should complete 1922. This was 2019. My colleague has been fuzzing for a while. We already placed the findings of fuzzers run with helper runfuzzer in out for AFL and hongfuzz, but not for libfuzzer. My workaround is to run Python infra helper runfuzzer MySQL server fuzz as tmt fetch out fuzz stmt execute if as directory further out gets created anyways. Use further out for loop further. I'm not sure I understand what exactly this patch is supposed to fix. If the name of a directory is passed explicitly to infra-helper, in the workaround you pointed out, it comes before corpus dir, and it's unclear why further out should be added to command line if run further is run without any additional arguments. The corpora piles up in corpus dir regardless of whether further out is added on or not. This is not a fix, rather adding a feature. I want to place the findings of fuzzers run with run fuzzer in out when I use deep fuzzer. I may have misread. If that is the case, the patch should rather be something like corpus dir further out or using a symbolic link. Anyways, the workaround is good enough for me at this point. Okay, it's always useful to me, of course, reading different Git threads and things like that as I learn how things should be, how it's acceptable to behave and all those things. Okay, so back to where I was when I got distracted. Get a corpus. This is confusing. Remove 0.4. Did they remove 0.4? We got coverage. Oh, it's not like that. You may need to run Python infra-helper pull images to use the latest coverage tools. It doesn't say where to get the corpus from. The documentation can still mention the local coverage with some workaround on how to achieve this, such as to throw in my bits. Maybe the script can just take an additional command line switch which adds the volume mapping as shown in my patch above. I think it does that now. Not that I understand it, but I saw it doing it. We already have corpus dir argument for helper pipe coverage, so we may as well add it for helper run further. Should be a few lines patch if anyone wants to put up a pull request. this is a duplicate of I want to see if this one adds corpus dir option to run further command. So it's Travis Buddy. I don't think this is right. Why mount to temp? Also, how is this corpus getting used in run further? Like, how will it run further with this corpus? Should we mount this specific subdirectory? Yeah. I don't fully understand. Let's do something else here. Let's check what does the helper script have as of now. Helper file. When we check, what was the comment? Run further. If we check run further, run further. So many runs a fuzzer in the container. Project override. Oh, there's a mode called interactive. What does it do? I'm curious about it. If args corpus dir, if not the path provided in corpus dir argument does not exist. I think this is what the guys were doing. That is what Pro suggested, isn't it? Sort of, yeah. So now we can get a corpus using the run folder mode and passing the argument. It's not clear to me how it is done. Should I test it? Should I? And if I should, how would I do it? So this is for run fuzzer, which I don't think I have used. Corpus dir. All the instructions are sort of here. Run further, run. Honk first. Run. Oh, it's not here. It's not here. It's not here. Further. But it is there. but that doesn't tell you where to get a corpus from. What does no corpus download do? No corpus. We have it here, corpora, code coverage. No corpus. If you want to generate a code coverage report using the corpus you have locally, copy the corpus into the directories for each fuzz target, then run this command. Okay. So what is going on here is to generate coverage with OSS fuzz using local corpus, then we do that. Then we will run this. All right. I do not understand why we cannot, considering this, I think we don't have to do this and we could just do the corpus div thing. But that is for running the fuzzer. It's not for building it. That moment when I don't truly understand why this issue was linked here. I'll go back to the beginning because I have to understand why was this. This is not it. This is it. Support code coverage report generation without a corpus using run fuzzer, then running coverage command. Also update docs. Is there already a way that I can get the generated corpus back after running? This is after. We are not using it there. I'm lost. That was fast. This morning I was happy. Well, I got happy 2 times today. Now it's time to get lost again, I guess. It's not clear how to build a corpus. Maybe the person already has one. What is it that I have to understand? Maybe we build the fuzzers, then we run the fuzzers, and then we can get coverage. Wait. Support code coverage report generation without a corpus using run fuzzer, right? Then running coverage command. Also update docs. I don't understand. The old code coverage script used to run fuzz targets without any corpus for 60 seconds and then generate code coverage report. With planned source-based code coverage is not possible, as we don't use SANCOV in new coverage builds. This reminds me of some of the errors that I got when trying to make things work. Without SANCOV, libfuzzer can't work and just reports out max len is not provided, libfuzzer, blah, 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 blah. I'm personally not a big fan of this use case, but it seems that there might be a demand for it, so we may have to find some convenient workaround. One of the options we have is to generate some corpus by running fuzz target locally and then use that corpus to the new script among with no corpus download option, so that the fuzzers will be run against corpus provided by user. Alright, so if I'm getting this clear, we first run the fuzzer, then we use the generated. Oh, right. Build fuzzers. Run fuzzer and tell them to run for plus X seconds. Build fuzzer again. What I am getting is that sorry. I don't want to actually run anything, I just want to check infra helper. So we have an option called run fuzzer, right? And we can tell corpus what should this be, and I'll say it should be I don't know if that works. Where am I? Just try and crazy stuff. To understand. Got permission denied after trying to connect to the Docker daemon socket at blah 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 blah. I do this, does it work? Alt fuzz predef pickup aware with fuzzer address out running move privileged fuzzing engine leave fuzzer sanitizer address run fuzzer mode interrupted. What happens if I try it again? Oh, now it gets better. What did you remove? What? Did you clean the whole thing? Oh my gosh. Oh. All right. That was intense. All right. Huge lesson learned. And I can't even undo things. So run fuzzer with this will remove anything that is in set directory and to include new things, I suppose, which means that I have totally obliterated what was there. This doesn't exist any longer. If I close it, it's gone. There's nothing. Fun moments. Very good, very good. I guess I can check if things work now because I removed everything. Congratulations, I can just redo everything. Oh my. What can I say? I know it's a directory. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. What do we say after we do something like that? So we cloned. It's good because then I can repeat things. Yep. There we go. I'll probably have to stop this in a few, as this will really make building the image a slower process, but I know what to do. So we go Python. This will, yeah, I want to add something there because this will generate an image with our master. This is not something that you have changed locally. Things that I deleted. Build image. Suricata. Yes. Well, this looks like a good moment to finish this with this nice mistake that made me learn a lot on what happens when you run that command. Yeah, well, lots of lessons learned. Just one, but a hurtful one. So yeah, thank you for helping me focus. Bye-bye, and see you in 10 or 15.